Hi and welcome. Today I was thinking to do a little bit of an experiment, do a little bit of different content on the channel. Um, this is sort of an update on FSFerryPilot, but not in the way you might expect. Um, to be honest, I was a little bit discouraged on the FSFerryPilot project because of the lack of response. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't have any feedback of people using it. So yeah, I was doing some thinking in the past period. I was also very busy with work and some private matters. So yeah, I haven't done a lot on that. And on top of that, the launch of FS 2024 first kept me busy with even getting the product to work and then getting FS Ferry Pilot to work in the sim. So yeah, all that was yeah a lot of work that wasn't very much fun, and so I decided to take a step back and have a good think of how to proceed from here. Um, so that being said, FSWeekend came along, and I was there last year, and I already planned to go this year, and I also mentioned that in earlier videos. So I was excited to go there actually because well flight simming is still a hobby. So it was very nice to get to be there. It was actually quite inspiring, and I also set myself a mission. I figured I wanted to find out from someone, maybe anyone, what would be a good purpose to fly. Because for me, FSFerryPilot was a nice product. It's still fun to use, but maybe it's not for everyone. So yeah, I wanted to have someone else's view on what would be fun addition to flight simming, and something a little bit smaller because one of the conclusions I had was that the FS Ferry Pilot project is quite big. Maybe I set my goals a little bit high, so it was time to yeah to take a step back, and I got the chance to be visiting one of the panels on FS Ferry Pilot, and I got the chance to ask a question to the panel. And I wanted to show you that one. It's on video. So let me just switch to this view. I actually cut to the moment of the video here. And I want to take you through the answers and give you my feedback on them. So let's have a look.
Yeah, absolutely. So just for our audience at home, the question was, what is our purpose of flying, and what products would we like to see kind of in the future? And we'll just kind of do quick responses going down the line.
So that's my question. Sort of, it obviously rephrased by Colin here. Um, and now the panelists will
I
answer the
think
question.
the biggest challenge is why fly? Why sit down at your sim? And yes, you want to have an experience. You might want to replicate a real world flight. You might be doing a group flight. We're seeing things now like the career mode in the sim. It's a game. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a gaming thing to bring into aviation, but people are abusing it, and it's the same at missions. And it's I think it's going to be more along the lines of giving more reasons to fly. Like, why boot up the sim? Why do you actually want to do this? Here's your reason.
Okay, so uh, basically starts out with mentioning some of the reasons to fly. They talking about the game and like that's a bad thing. Uh, and then fails to actually answer the question for me because if he's not into missions and stuff like that, well then explain to me why would you fly from A to B? Maybe there's quite a group of people that actually enjoy that, but explain it to me and explain why that's fun for you. But he didn't, unfortunately. So yeah, for me that wasn't very helpful.
Okay, I give a quick answer. For me, I really like to use the simulator as a virtual museum, so I really would like to have more vintage airliners and more vintage aircraft from the 70s, 80s, 60s. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see.
Okay, so at least he told me one thing. He likes vintage aircraft, right? So probably something about the systems or the way they fly, or I can relate to that. So that's something, but obviously uh, that's already there. Not much to do there.
Some vintage stuff as well. I'm very much into my modern aircrafts as well. Probably the purpose for flying for me is I do like to replicate real world flights from A to B, and probably one of the main things of why, or not so much why I do my streams, but it's to have busy group flights, to fly into busy airports and that sort of hustle and bustle. And so, yeah, I'd say that's definitely my purpose of flying while I'm streaming.
Okay, so yeah, uh, again, I can relate to this. Being busy, having lots of traffic is actually quite fun because it provides an additional challenge. You probably, you can't do a straight in approach. You have to be sequenced into an airport. That's a lot of fun. I get it. But again, it's already there. So nothing new for me, at least.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting what I want at this time, like hardware getting down in pricing, where I can have my navigation systems and do proper flights when I want to. I mainly fly GA because I can't just sit there and watch buttons. And I'm a GA flyer.
Look at Sky for 3 hours on end.
Yeah. But so for me, it's kind of two things. It's I either fly properly or I just fly for beeps and giggles. But the hardware coming down in pricing is for me like I'm seeing what I want now.
So again, yeah, okay. Apparently, hardware is a purpose for flying. I guess when you buy something new that's fun and you want to try it out and uh, get some experience using your new hardware, that's great. But he also mentions he flies for real. Like, I mean, I get that. Like, follow all the procedures and do everything right. I get it. Or for giggles, which means to me you can do whatever. Um, skip steps, be crazy. Sure, I get it. But again, nothing new. And it still doesn't answer the question for me. Like, what would be fun for you to just do the proper flying? Because um, yeah, I still like to have an answer on that. So if you have an answer to that, please leave a comment. I'm really interested in that.
Amazing. For myself personally, so I work in the aviation industry, and in our flight sims, they're very everything goes right all the time, unless there's a crash to desktop. But typically, your A to B flight is fine. What I like to see is those kind of virtual medical emergencies, or your water. Like even my flight here yesterday, we had to wait on the ground at Heathrow because our water wasn't ready for the airplane. So I don't know, just something like to make my day that little bit different, a little bit more random would be kind of cool to see in the add-ons as well.
Yeah, so that's actually a really good answer. Very well thought out, and actually very useful because, well, I had to think about that. This was on the Saturday. I actually visited the Sunday as well. I thought about it overnight and figured out, okay, there's a couple of options. You can do stuff with ATC. Actually, Say Intentions has some features that do that, where ATC actually, throws you a curve, or there's stuff like failures. Um, so that's all very nice. So I was thinking, okay, along that line, but that's actually still quite a big project. You would need a partner, maybe like I was thinking maybe partner up with Say Intentions or Beyond ADC on something like this. But that's actually quite a big step. And for me, as a side hustle or even just a hobby project, it's just way too big. So another thing I was thinking about, well, and that's actually I could not find a product for or a project that someone is doing, uh, is to do something with runway incursions. So what if you fly into an airport and all of a sudden there's an animal on the runway or a car crossing or something like that? Obviously, if the sim threw you that, some people would complain that that is a mistake and it's not good. But on the other hand, it's exactly what Colin here actually said is like something random that, well, it happens from time to time, and you'd have to do a go around, or you can't take off, or something on the taxiway, maybe an aircraft just crossing a runway when they shouldn't, stuff like that could be fun. So I've thought about that. I actually talked to Colin on the Sunday, and yeah, he was actually like, yeah, that would be something interesting, and I think it's just reasonably. It doesn't have to be a huge project, and we could start with something simple. So yeah, that's something I'm thinking about to build, and I've been diving into some of the SDK to see if we can do that. Um, and I want to experiment with that. So what does that mean for FSFerryPilot? Before I go into that, if you like to see something like that, an add-on that can throw you a curveball like that, runway incursion or something on a taxiway or something like that, just please leave a comment. I'd really be interested to see if there's other people out there that would like that. And what does that mean for FSFerryPilot? Well, for now, it's still going to be available for download, the 0.95 version. Obviously, there's no reason for me to take that down. But the new development will be delayed indefinitely. Maybe later at some point I will finish stuff up and publish a new version. But for now, if no one actually complains about this, I probably won't go and finish stuff up because I spend a lot of time on something that, well, a lot of people won't use when I can do something a little bit more interesting. So yeah, with that bombshell, please leave a like, please subscribe. It really helps, and see you next time.